with this hardware in the loop system, we're allowed to pretty much design the car mathematically and in the software and test the car out virtually before we even build anything. And then using the hardware in the loop, what it actually allows us to do is actually connect up electronic devices that talk back to
Hello, you're watching Stand Up and Scream. I'm Desiree Rose. Today we've got a great team with us. It's Echo to Car 2 from Cal State LA. We've got Dr. David Bleckman, who is sponsoring or overseeing.
Yes.
And we've got Chris and his team. Would you like to introduce everybody, Chris?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm Chris Reed, the team leader. Behind me here is Rashad.
Rashad, what is your purpose or what is your function in this?
Well, I'm a student at Cal State LA, and I'm in the mechanical engineering department of the team itself.
Okay. So you're just part of the mechanical engineers.
Yeah, and I do the CAD handling. I actually do the CAD handling on the car. We have to cut a lot of floor panels and do a lot of motor mount designs. Also do a lot of fuel tank modification. So, to aid that, we have some softwares that we have to deal with. We're specifically using Siemens NX Unigraphics. That's one of our sponsors. And so that enables us to do a computer design, and we know in simulation how we're going to install some of the parts.
Cool. And you are Hector Jimenez?
Yes, I'm Hector Jimenez, and I'm a Cal State LA student as well. And I actually oversee the outreach side of it and the business development as well. And Kara Stanford Jones is business development.
Tell us a little about what you do, Kara.
I'm Kara, and I assist Hector a lot with the outreach coordination and the business development, which is basically finding ways of maybe finding sponsors or getting into contact with elementary schools, because a large part of this is our outreach campaign with young kids. So I do a lot of that and work also with the marketing department, which is Matt, to help push all that through.
Matt?
So.
Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Matt, and I work marketing on EcoCar. I'm a student at Cal State LA marketing. I do whatever we need for marketing, outreach with the community, if they need design logos, if we need business flyers, and right now I'm doing a media package so we can outreach the sponsors, let them know who we are, what we're doing, and what they could do to help us.
Wow, sounds like you guys got a really well-rounded panel going, huh? So, Dr. Bleckman, tell us a little bit about the Echo Car 2 project.
EcoCar 2 project is a wonderful, very exciting competition for Cal State LA students. Originally, it is a national competition where we have 15 teams on board. Department of Energy, General Motors are the main sponsors of the competition, and Argonne Labs is running the competition and helps to organize all the activities.
So 15 teams, that's all?
Yeah,
that means it's not
national.
open to just anyone, right?
Yeah, it's a 15 teams in the United States and Canada. There are 2 teams from Canada. And so it's 13 teams from United States.
So how did you get selected as one of the teams? How did that happen?
It was a more or less traditional application process. So there was a request for proposals, and the College of Engineering was very excited to apply. So we decided that it would be something that is important for our students, important for our educational mission, to provide national level competition and put team together.
So you got selected out of all the universities and that
yeah,
applied?
there was a large number of applicants, and we are very happy to be selected. And it's pretty much one team per state.
That's pretty exciting.
Yes,
that's really an honor, huh?
Yeah, it's a big honor to be representing California.
And so you've been working on this for about a year, right?
We just started in the fall. So it's a very fresh new competition. And as a matter of fact, 9 teams are continuing, and 6 new teams on board. So it's this competition exists in different forms throughout the years. Every 3 years, it's a new challenge. So this year is a challenge to redesign Chevy Malibu. And so 9 teams are continuing from previous competition. And
So you're one of the new teams.
Yes, we are the new team. And we have, twice as many challenges.
Oh, that's awesome. So, Chris, you're the team lead, correct?
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about the project and what's going on.
Well, currently we're in the first year, which is a lot of design work. We don't actually receive the car until June. So right now, I'm organizing the team to work out all the design. We started with basically the rule book and the basic car that we're all getting, which is the 2013 Chevy Malibu, and we're told we had to make it hybrid. That kind of opens up the doors to the design. So we had to go through the process of figuring out which type of hybrid we wanted to build, what components we wanted, where we wanted to put them, and kind of the basic underlying of what kind of hybrid we were going to do. And since then, we've been working on a lot of the design work in how to actually implement that and to prove to our sponsors and to the organizers that we kind of know what we're doing and we've thought it all the way through, and that we're not wasting our time here.
So your challenge was to make the 2013 Chevy Malibu into a hybrid.
Yep.
But from what I understand, you're not supposed to lose any of the comfort or leg room or all that stuff, right?
Yeah. By the end of the competition, it should feel like the Malibu was. It should have all the features and the amenities as much as possible. It should still have some trunk space. It still should have some creature comforts. And we start to actually lose points from the competition if we don't meet some of those. So if we get rid of the air conditioning, that's kind of a problem.
That's
right?
a big point loss, isn't it?
We lose some of the trunk space. So these are a lot of things we take into our design when we're working out this vehicle.
Can you talk about your design?
There's certain things we're allowed to talk about right now.
Well, tell us about what you've done, what you can talk about.
Yeah, so far we have chosen to do what's known as a parallel through the road hybrid.
I'm sorry, you'll have to explain that.
Yeah,
okay.
That's perfectly fine. Parallel through the road basically in our particular design means that the gas engine up front will be there in the stock car, and we're keeping that. However, we're going to put an electric drive system in the rear. So there'll be electric motor and batteries and charger in the rear of the car. And this allows us to run either of them separately or both together. It gives us a little bit of flexibility. So it's a gas car, it's an electric car, it's both, and it really allows us to kind of play around with that.
You're going to keep the same engine that it had?
We're swapping that out a little bit. We're putting in a flex fuel edition. It's same size engine. It's GM's vehicle that's allowed to run on E85 ethanol or gasoline. That's why I call it the flex fuel.
Okay.
So basically, we're going to be running this on E85 ethanol, which is a lot cleaner than regular gasoline.
It's going to have the same torque and horsepower and all that?
More or less. It'll be
more
very
or less.
close. Yeah.
Just a little less?
Just a little less.
Okay.
But we will have the electric motor in the rear, which we're hoping to drive the vehicle with most of the time for like your city driving and that sort, so that you don't have to constantly worry about fuel.
So I'm going to have an electric motor in the back that's going to kick in when I'm just driving to the market or wherever, right?
Yep.
And then when I go on the freeway, you're going to...
We're hopefully going to kick in the gas motor along with the electric motor to get you up to speed. And then funny thing about a lot of the highway driving is you tend to cruise. Well, while cruising, you don't need a lot of power, so we'll hopefully be able to maintain the electric motor as much as possible during that until you've drained the batteries, and then you'll just be on gas.
How much battery time or how many battery miles, or is it time? How does that go?
We're still actually calculating a lot of that out. We've done some changes here and there. We're shooting for 40 miles, but we're not sure if we're there yet.
40 miles?
40 miles on electric is the hope.
Okay, and then do I have to plug it in?
Yes.
Do I have to plug it into like a 220 volts or 110, or how does that work?
We're using the standard plug. A lot of people are probably familiar now with the Chevy Volt. We're using the same style of plug, which is a standard now across a lot of charging stations.